Ah.
Okay. It's on.
Oh, and the thing is, communication was so fine at the start. Like, they were in the
Alright.
ancient city, and we were still communicating while we were still separate, while those two were together. Um, it was just. Oh yeah, and then like when Jay got to the surface, we were communicating. We met up, and I met up at Jay's village, and then Jay went after you, and then Jay made this cool little base. I want to show you it. I want to show you the cool little base. I'm gonna game mode creative slash TP. I want to show you because Jay did make a cool base. It was, it was like really well made, and he made it like
I'm
surprisingly
honestly.
fast.
Sorry. Okay. What? Where? Okay.
This had been covered up by more tree, but I think somebody blew it up with a creeper. And then down here, Jay had this cool little setup with the bed like right here in the middle, and Jay's horse was kept down here.
Need extra stuff.
Yeah, this was Jay's chest. Obviously, Yeet never got here, and then this is mine. And over here had been where our first bed was, the one that I didn't think that he broke when he broke it.
Wait, I have a question. Like, whenever whatchamacallit? Whenever I said like you two were together and like Yi was like behind or something, was I correct about that? Like, was Yi not with you guys at the time? When I said
I
that.
know. Well, when we were being completely
Yes.
clear about Yeet not being
Yo.
there. We were never lying about Yeet not being with us.
We described this.
When Yeet was talking about being in cherry blossom forests or whatever, that was true. We were
We
actually
weren't.
confused about it.
Why is he thinking we were lying? I
Well,
openly admitted it.
hmm.
I was literally saying I'm on my way to you guys.
Oh, I
To
mean, I
kill
Although
mean,
I
I
will
mean, yeah.
say,
I'm talking about at that time though.
when you had
You guys
said
were
it,
together
I'm
before.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that may have been either when me and Jay were together or in the middle part between us being together and us meeting back up. It was one or the other.
Hmm.
Because it was for sure after we had already met up at the village, but it could have been after we were together or in the middle of that.
Got you. Got you.
But yeah, and since the base is like all the way over here and the portal is over that way, like I had no way to know that Jay broke the bed over here. I just knew that he ran this way. So I assumed he was grabbing something. Because the portal is just over here.
Got you. I will say like for like basically because like I remember like it hitting an hour, the recording hitting an hour whenever like yeah, okay, it's right here. Because I remember the recording hitting like basically an hour when I was mining up from another mountain cave. Um I was basically like going in and out of mountain caves trying to find enough like iron and materials. I was trying to find diamonds to enchant. But like obviously I couldn't do that. Then I went to find the fortress and I actually found the fortress pretty easy using the entity cap thing. So then I ended up getting diamonds for the ancient enchantment table, and then I started trading for Abi because I didn't have a
Bro,
diamond pick
when
at the
I
time.
entered the nether and saw you in the portal, I got so scared. I was like, what?
Yeah, no, that was like that was immaculate timing. That was insane. I like I'm going through, and you're just like you just come out like you're just there, and I'm like, oh shit.
I took a second to process that. I go and I look over, see her in it, and then I'm like, wait!
Yeah, that was.
I was ready to go to start smacking you again, and you're just leaving. And then when I get out, I see that you're like fighting with Yeet and stuff. And I almost joined in, and then I realized, holy crap, I think you broke the bed. So I started booking it back to the stuff over there so I could grab my stuff out of my chest.
Yeah, I ended up breaking the bread and burning it because then like at the end you guys would have just been more of a nuisance if you were just sticking with me the entire time. In my armor, the reason why I did that, I wouldn't have done that if my armor was full. But if you could tell here, take look at this. This was basically the rest of my armor. That was the reason why I had leather boots at the beginning. That was me the entire time in the nether. So my armor was about to fully break, and then like my boots ended up breaking from like a enderman or something, like a piglin or baby
I
piglin or
will
something like
say,
that.
MD, I was so glad you did not chase me when I ran that way. I was so scared you would.
The thing I was going to, but then I'm like, okay, look, because if you haven't told like up here, I had a little secret thing.
I saw you.
Yeah, I had a little secret thing with like stuff. I had an extra leggings just in case I
Ah.
died and stuff.
I saw you go in here when I was on the horse, and then you come out with like regen on it. I'm like, nah, 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 nah.
Yeah, I ended up drinking one of my regen, but I had like 3 regen. I still have 3 actually, and I still had 1 extra
What, did you
strength
think we
left.
were gonna fight?
Well, I thought if you guys like all teamed up on me again, I could easily get the strength, get the regen, and I'll be fine. Especially if my armor
I mean, when
breaks.
you walked out, I was on the horse, and you came out with regen.
Oh, I mean, I wanted to use it. I wasn't exactly like using it for like a fight. I didn't know if you were gonna fight me. You weren't going in. I was scared you were going to, but you weren't going in, so that like that made me think you weren't
No, no, no,
gonna
no, no.
attack me. Especially with
That
my
was not
armor.
gonna
Because
happen.
I've prot 4 Unbreaking 3 diamond leggings
Oh
with
my
cursive vanishing.
god.
Yeah, so that's the reason why it was so hard to kill in the Nether.
But it did have curse of vanishing, so if you had died, it
Yeah, if
was
I would have lost them.
gone.
That's why I put like a bunch of like extra prot 3 Unbreaking 3 leggings in the chest. And I ended up enchanting my stuff later down the line. Don't worry.
When it was the fight in the Nether with me and Yeet having stuff, at what point do you think you got to the lowest health?
Uh, 1 heart Jay's bomb, the bed bomb.
Ah.
He ended up dying. Like he ended up suiciding. If he didn't die and he were like able to like hit me twice, he would have won. Like he
You
would have
said
killed
that
me.
somebody was on you right after that. Who was?
I think it was no when he bed bombed. Who bed bombed when you were trapped in the cobwebs? Because I think that was like
That would have had to be Jay, right?
I think it was Jay who got. Did Jay kill you? What happened?
It showed as you killing me, I think.
I think it's because I did damage, then he did the bed thing, so that did a lot of damage to you, and I don't know if I ended up killing you or the bed killed you, but I think the explosion killed you from the bed, and then that's when I got really low, like 3 hearts. That's when Jay suied me again, and I don't think anyone was behind me at that point, but I got 1 heart, and I was like, I thought someone was behind me, so I was terrified, but no one was actually behind me, so.
Also, I hate that when you trap other people, that's basically a trap for Cloud. Because then Cloud just runs in and starts doing whatever.
You try to get me off, because like, I trapped, I think, Yeet in the
Yeah,
cobwebs, and
you
then
trap
started,
Yeet, and I run over and start just trying to hit you however I can, and then you trap me.
Because like yeah, because I started lying about like my sword having sharp 1, whatnot.
I didn't even hear that.
Or no, not sharp 1. It has sharp 1, but like fire aspect. Like when I said I
Yeah,
was gonna do
fire
the same thing as the
aspect, that's what
buffs.
you were saying.
The reason why I said the same thing as the buffs is the cobwebs.
Ah.
I collected so much from the mine shaft, so I was pretty much good to spam them if I wanted to. But I also had to be careful for me, like you in the beds. Like Jay got me like I think half health the first time he ever used the bed, but because the shield, I was like good for the most part. I kind of predicted he was gonna use the bed. Kind of knew he was gonna do it.
Did my arrows do anything to you?
Okay. In the end, you got me down to half health. I was terrified.
In the end?
Yeah, in the end. With the arrows, you got me down to like half health,
Oh.
and then you got me down. I think even a little bit more than that. I ended up eating my enchanted gap then, because that was my last
What?
gap.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I ended up eating my enchanted gap. That's when I started chasing you.
The thing is, I only wanted to get you when you were near the dragon. That way it would hopefully propel you too.
Granted, like Jay saw me. He did try to run away whenever he had his full stuff, but because I had strength, I was easily able to just chase him with my diamond axe and get more damage than my Because at the time, I don't think I enchanted my sword with sharpness. Like, at the time, I was more focused on getting him with the axe crits, because I know they do so much more damage. But he was gonna pop the enchanted gap, then, like, ended up dying, so I took it. So I had an extra one. So if I didn't have the extra one, you could have killed me in the end, I think, actually. But I'm not sure. Like, it was close. You could have, for sure. I probably
Let's just say I was very glad you gave me that bow because that was my only plan.
Because I had
my
so
only
much
plan was
food.
bow.
Like, most of the manhunt,
Well, you stole mine.
well, yeah, but most of, like, the beginning of the manhunt, I had so much food stacked up for the nether. I was literally running around for at least an hour in the nether, just, like, getting, like, endermen, because I had so much food. Like, I was able to run...
Did that pick up, huh?
Yeah, it did. I ended up, like, running around with, like, I had, like, so much, like, cooked pork chop and, like, mutton, because I specifically were killing, like, pigs and, like, sheep, also cows. But then I picked up all your food, and I was like, oh, even more food, great. So, yeah.
Dang it. I gave you a good amount of food multiple times. I had so much.
Yeah.
Help! Help me!
Huh.
Help! Help! Empty help!
Oh.
Empty help! Help! Thank you.
I will
Thanks,
be.
teammate.
I will be
Speaking
honest.
of food,
Here, uh, just take that. Honestly, just take it all.
thank you. Thank you. Oh my god!
I have 42 cooked pork chop and 47 mutton.
Well, a good amount of that is from me though. A good amount is from me.
That is
An
true. That
alright
is true.
amount. Although you had most of it yourself.
I think you actually gave me a lot more than I had because I was going in with I think like half of like what I had previous to this. Um, but yeah, like that was the Nether fight. I think was the most epic of like the fights I've ever had. That was like my first time ever winning like a 1v3. Though granted, Jay didn't have any armor, so I guess technically it's a 1v2.
In the nether,
And
were
then he
my
did
arrows
also.
doing anything to you?
They were doing they you with the bow is so like it's scary. It's terrifying. I hate it. I had to keep running because you guys kept getting me low with the, like you had the bow, you kept hitting your shots. I kept getting low. I think I had to immediately pop an enchanted gap because of your bow and then like my heart was racing so fast I wasn't able to focus on like critting. So Yeet got like a good crit on me, like a really good crit, and I got really scared. So I ended up like getting like a small like a bad crit on Yeet, but like a crit enough to where it's still a crit, and I had to run away.
At one point, there was this one point where I really wanted to chase you, but Yeet had backed up for whatever reason. So I was like, you were like up doing something. I was like right about to run after you, and then I turn around and see that Yeet is a million miles away, so I had to back off. I was pretty sure you were kind of low too.
I was very low, I will say. I think there was one time you guys got me down to like 2 hearts. 3 hearts. No, no,
What?
3 hearts. I remember. It was like 3 hearts. I think it was like you and Yeet with like your bow and the Yeet, and I had to pop an enchanted gap. That was when I popped it. That's when I immediately because since I had like I had no like hunger, my health immediately started going back up, and I was back in the fight.
But yeah, you see why I wanted so many arrows.
I'm like that was good. I just like I feel if like obviously any other scenario in the Nether would have played so differently if like there wasn't like Jay with using the bed and like got you like dead with the bed, like you wouldn't be dead. I think you wouldn't
No,
have been
you
dead.
were getting me low yourself though. If
Well, I
anybody
mean
had
you were
jumped in
trapped
and
in the
saved me, it
cobweb.
would have been fine, but
I
I couldn't
guess
get out of the cobwebs with no water.
yeah, I guess that's true. You were like stuck in the cobwebs. So I probably would have killed you anyway. But it was still like I feel like if like a lot like went differently, I would have definitely like if Jay had like armor there, like I would have been able to. I would probably have died because he would have been like fighting me more confidently. I think. And like I was thinking like before like doing this also that I know you like I know how like some of you guys are like I know you're aggressive no matter what. You don't back like off from fights like as explained from like whenever Yeet would backed off whenever you were about to chase me when I was low. You don't back off from fights even if you are low. It doesn't feel like you always do that. And if you do, that's because you get a teammate and you get to heal. But other than that, you don't really do that.
And
Because
then, even if
like
I am low, if I see a teammate's getting got, I'm like, well, I might as well.
yeah, and then so basically, I know you're really aggressive essentially. So like I knew like how to like not exactly counter it, but I knew how to use it to my advantage because like since you're gonna be aggressive, I know if I trap like your teammates, you're gonna just run in like low health regardless or not. So I could like get you like because I knew like there I knew you were the one getting like I know you were all getting gear, but I knew you had like extra gear. So I wanted to make sure like because like all that gear they had like I think it was like all their gear they used. Like I felt like I had a feeling you had like extra gear because you're usually the type of person to come like extra prepared. And like since they used like all their extra gear, I was like, okay, well I'm just gonna like burn
I
all of
was
it.
ready to go in a second time with full armor, and then I respawn, and boom, I'm at spawn.
Yeah, I didn't know the beds. I didn't know the beds that were gonna be broke. I thought you guys were gonna lie
Anyways,
about that. Like I was scared you guys were gonna lie about that.
yeah, I do gotta go though. It was a fun video.
Yeah. All right. Uh,
Bye, see ya.
boy, it was fun, and yeah. Hopefully we do different things and do different like the other idea that you had. Minecraft Manhunt but it's tag, so that way it's different with the border and stuff. We probably won't do this again. At least if we do, won't be with the same people. Just because of like what happened. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. and I will see you. Goodbye.